Hi, I'm Ellen, Director of Programming here at Progressive Performance, and we are doing the vertical pull today, or pull-up. So we don't have a lat pull-down machine, so how we manage with that is we attach this band to a post, and you're going to get your client to grab the handles and get into a bent over position, kind of like your RDL, because we want the arms in an overhead position. So wherever they can be in a straight line from that attachment point, you're going to sit back in those hips, get the chest down, and then from here, pulling the elbows wide and back. So we're duplicating a pull-up as best we can with this band. So this is the level 1 progression. What we're looking for here is keeping the torso as parallel to the ground as possible. The more upright we get, the more it turns into a row. So we want to maintain that vertical position. And then making sure they're extended in their T-spine. So if you are comfortable with the client, you could say to stick their boobs out, otherwise lift their chest a little bit. And then one thing to look out for is when they're pulling down. Go ahead and show me a couple where your shoulders are rolling forward. As she's pulling down, there's this forward rotation of the humerus as well as rounded with the T-spine. You can relax. That's gonna cause potential problem with the shoulder in the future, some impingement. So get the shoulder blades down and back, get the chest up, and once that movement pattern solidified, go ahead and progress them through to the next steps. So once you've gotten past the lat pull down or the pull-up progression with the band, you're gonna move your client underneath a barbell. So we're gonna try and replicate as much as we can a pull-up on the bar. The nice thing with this is that we get to use our feet for assistance. So I'm gonna have Joe hang under this bar. Always have your client pulling into the rack. So if she was facing the other way, it would be too close to this lip. So we want to make sure we're keeping the client safe. In this position, I want the hips right under her shoulders, which are right under her hands. Her feet placement is up to her as long as she maintains this straight position. So from here, she's going to do some pull-ups, get the chin right up to the bar. Again, focusing on keeping the shoulders down and actually find that position first before she even pulls. If she kind of just pulls up to the bar, the same forward movement's gonna happen like we were showing in the first progression. Stick the chest out. That's always a good go-to cue. And then to make it harder, she can lift a leg up just because people are using their feet more than they think. Another thing to look out for is it might turn into an inverted row because it's hard. So the hips will lift up and they'll get behind the bar a little bit, which then turns it into a row. So making sure they understand to sit into it and just do a straight pull up, chin to the bar. If you feel they're having pretty good success with this and they've done a few workouts here and need a little added challenge, then go ahead and go up onto the bar with a band. Once your client has moved on from the barbell pull-up, we will put them up on this high bar. So go ahead and get them a band that you think will be good for them to be successful. So I'm gonna have Joe step her foot in here. If they struggle, you can always pull it down for them. It's just up to the client with what they're needing. Step on the band, cross the other foot in front. That way there's no chance of it slipping off. We definitely don't want that to be happening. And then as for grip, start with just wider than the shoulders or whatever position they were doing on the barbell. From here, she's just gonna slowly get off this bench, control the swing, and then same cues we were looking for under the bar. So keeping those shoulders down and back, controlling the pull up, getting the chin all the way to the bar. You can relax. If they're swinging, tell them to keep their core a little tighter. They can also play around with their grip width, so a little bit wider might get a little bit more back engage, and a little bit closer we'll get a little bit more of the mid-back, like rhomboids. And then, so that's a pull-up. Chin-ups are also an option. We don't do them quite as much. The biceps will take over a little bit more, but that's just the under grip position. I'll have Joe show a couple here. Same things looking for, all the way up, nice and controlled. It's gonna be more likely that shoulders are coming forward, so it's harder to maintain that position, but an option if someone is dealing with some elbow pain on a normal pull-up. And once they are getting pretty proficient with that, go ahead and just work them down the band resistance until they don't need a band anymore or need a very small one. And you can also throw in pull-up negatives, which is jumping to the top, doing a 4 count down, really working the control and the strength of the descent. That could also help them progress to getting the pull-up. With pull-ups, I find you kind of need to work them more than just once a week in order to actually become successful and better at them. So if anyone has extra time at the end of a workout, send them to the pull-up bar if that's one of their big goals, and just have them get an extra day of pull-ups in. That is our pull-up progression, or vertical pull, from the bent over banded position all the way up to that high bar. Watch out for that forward rotation of those shoulders, as well as any rounding of the mid-back. So look for that T-spine extension and then retract those shoulder blades as a start position for any of those variations, and then bump your client up those levels accordingly wherever you see fit.